The Department of Business Administration in the School of Arts and Sciences had originated in 1955 from the curriculum of business in the Department of Economics. Enrollment, when I came here in 1960, there were 680 students in business, the largest department in arts and sciences. And by the way, K-State had about 8,000 students at that time, so a much smaller university then. Well, President McCain, when he decided to recruit a new department head for business administration, decided he wanted someone who could bridge the gap between business and agriculture at K-State. And because of my background as the editor of agricultural history and the fact that I was in an administrative post at the University of Illinois, seemed to him to be the ideal combination. I came here on the end of July 1960 to be the head of the Department of Business Administration in the School of Arts and Sciences. I did a lot of traveling that first year, recruiting faculty, which at that time was a very hard sell. So I had my work cut out for me when I arrived. There was not a single doctorate held by any single faculty member when I came in 1960. And of course, to develop an accredited school, you have to have faculty with terminal degrees. So my first job would be recruiting, and Dean Hahn gave me 3 new faculty positions. But by 1962, we had developed enough faculty strength and curricular strength that the president called me one day with the question, "How would you like to be a dean?" I said, "Oh, President McCain, I would love that." He said, "Okay." He said, "Come up with a name for a new school and we'll go from there." I said, "Well, obviously it's the School of Business." "No, sir, you can't call it the School of Business." "And why not, sir?" "Well, because KU has a School of Business." And it turned out that he said KU and K-State had an unwritten agreement that we would not have a School of Business here and KU would not have a School of Home Economics. So I started doing some research and found out that the University of Wisconsin had a highly reputable business school called School of Commerce. So the regents approved in the summer of 1962, and just in 2012 we had the 50th anniversary of the naming of the College of Business Administration at that time. The evolution of the School of Commerce into the College of Business took place over a fairly lengthy period of time. I was succeeded as dean by Bob Lynn, who came here from the University of Illinois with a fairly strong background in marketing. And Bob was able to attract some new faculty, and they changed the name from School of Commerce to a College of Business. I believe the date was 1978. I'm not real certain about that. But with the change of name, of course, it made a lot of difference. And while I went to Anderson Hall in 1966, I stayed in close touch with the college. In fact, my first year over there, I served as acting dean of the college and helped them with recruiting. And in '69, only 3 years after I left, I went back to teaching a course for them. In fact, a course that I helped develop called Business, Government, and Society, which is still a cornerstone of their undergraduate program today, and then went back to full-time teaching with the college in 1970. So my absence was very brief, and my interest in the college actually never wavered. Why is K-State so special? Well, to me, I'm going to borrow a phrase from one of my favorite old-time television programs called Cheers, where everybody knows your name. When I came here in 1960, I could walk across this campus from Calvin Hall to Waters Hall, and I couldn't go 50 yards without seeing someone I knew or having someone stop and introduce themselves to me. All of a sudden, I felt like I knew everybody on the campus as I walked across. And the students that I would meet were always amazed when I'd see them on campus and could call them by name. And you may be aware, anyone listening to this, that at that time, the students of the College of Business Administration honored me by naming a run for me, the C. Clyde Run, which was started in 2012. We have a companion to the 5K run for those who don't really want to get too much exercise, called Midge's Mile, named to honor my wife. So I think that's the most special thing I can think about K-State. I've believed all my life that the bricks and mortar are simply ancillary to anything else that goes on, and the quality of the program is not dependent on the physical space. The flip side of that coin is that yes, good facilities help attract students, faculty, and as I've looked at the plans for this new building, it's very evident to me that it is student-centered and program-centered. As I look at the various things in the building, they're going to have a special facility for the entrepreneurial program, a special facility for the Strategic Selling Institute. In other words, I see this as something that will enhance the recruitment of students and faculty. And I think given the quality of some of the things they're doing with technology, it will increase the learning experience. The grand opening of the new College of Business Administration building gives me great joy in seeing the transition from Calvin Hall, built in 1908, to the opening of the new College of Business building in 2016. And for anyone entering these hallowed halls today and seeing the splendid space that students and faculty will enjoy and be successful in working in, just know that the alums of the College of Business have been primarily responsible for the financing of this building. I speak especially of Paul Edgerly, Terry Matlock, who have really headed up the fundraising portion of this. And we just can't say thanks enough to all of you who played a major role in bringing this to fruition. My message to alums of the College of Business Administration, both young and old, is to think about a football analogy in which we say that football is the window through which the public views a university. Well, that's okay, but I want the message to go out to our alums, again, both young and old. I want you to become the window through which people view this university. I want them to see you as the product of a great institution. If it's a young high school student thinking about going to college somewhere, think what an impact you can have on that individual's decision on where to go to school. Same thing would be true in recruiting our faculty members. You can have an influence on that. So instead of athletics being the window, our alums become the window and you become the key. So get involved, attend meetings when you can, stay in touch with your old professors, and don't fail to come back for meetings. And if you have an opportunity to become a member of an advisory council, jump at the chance and stay involved, because your involvement becomes extremely important for the future of the institution.